Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that this guy seems to step on. It is July the 18th. It's a Tuesday. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, at least here in southeastern Virginia. I hope wherever you are, you're having a good day. We're going to talk about how studios find voice actors today. Okay, and it's important because if you know how the studios are going about finding voice actors, then you should know then how to go target them and see where they are. So let's go ahead and dive into this real quick before we get started. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that when I do send out a video, you get notified. Also, make sure you check out the link below to A VO's Journey Elite Academy. We're offering 50% off the first month. We'd love to have you give us a shot to start and grow your voiceover business. So check out that link below. All right, let's dive into today's topic. When a video production studio, a marketing studio, a marketing agency looks for a voice actor, all right, they have some options, and this is an important thing for you to think about in your mind, to think through as you're considering, how do I get to the people who are hiring voice actors? And you have to think, okay, so what would you do, all right, if you were searching for some type of service? Well, first and foremost, okay, you go to your friends, you go to people you might know that would know some, like if you have a friend who knows a voice actor, or you have a friend who does some of the work and they do, you would go to them and ask them who they recommend. All right. So there's always referrals and recommendations. And I always think that, that's something that is overlooked. And how that affects us as voice actors is that, we need to make sure that every job that we do, every client that we do, we plant seeds. Okay, it's not just about the job, it's about the 10 future jobs, right? So not only do we need to do the very best that we can do and give the very best customer service, but it's also about the 10 future jobs. So leaving seeds like, hey, if anybody else needs any help, I'm here to assist, keeping up with them, following up with emails, making sure that you are building a relationship, because that relationship can be spread about. Okay, trust is everything. All right, so that's first thing. All right, now the second thing, which tends to be what happens the most, I think, is that someone goes into Google, all right, and they're going to type voice actor or hire voice actor or, e-learning voice actors or something to the extent where they go to Google and they're searching for voice actors. Now, mind you, this is separate from, big marketing agencies who have contracts with, other studios who have voice actors already on their, they already have voice actors on their role, right? So we're talking about places who are searching for voice actors for the first time, or they don't keep I'm going to date myself, a Rolodex of, voice actors. So they go to Google and they're going to search for voice actors. And the things that are going to pop up 9.9% of the time are going to be the people or the websites who are ranking at the top or paying for the keywords of the search term that the studio just searched for. So if they type in voice actor, there's going to be, probably places like Fiverr, places like Upwork, places like Voquent, Voices.com, Voice123, Badago, all these places are going to be showing up first, all right, at the top of Google. And most of them are also competing against each other with ads, whoever's at the top. So typically Fiverr wins on the ads because they've got the most money to spend on those ads at the top, but people are going to click on those ads. Now, there also can be, and when they do that, they're going to go to the website and the one of those websites, and they're going to start searching. And so that's why I say the first and foremost thing you want to do is start putting yourself up on websites that are marketing heavily, who are building a massive SEO base, meaning like they're really building up their authority and credibility on Google to where they're going to all sorts of search terms that someone's searching for to hire a voice actor, they're going to come up under. So you want to make sure that you're on these websites because that's where people are going. Now, there are some websites where they directly find you. So somebody might find your website directly, right, and contact you. This happens very rarely if they can find you at all. Because I mean the reality is that unless you're working very hard on your SEO position, you're building content, you're building a website, you're adding to it regularly, you're ranking for keywords, and you're starting to drive free traffic through Google, you're going to struggle getting anybody to see your website. Now, sorry, I'm a little stuffed up this morning, but the other thing is that I didn't talk about social. Social is a big equalizer in my opinion, okay? Because it allows you to post as much as you want, specifically target who you want, right? By adding that company, like specifically going after that company, learning about the people who are at that company, becoming, building relationships with the different agencies and marketing in the studios. Like you can do that through social, and you can do it for free by you building content yourself and then driving that traffic to your website or wherever you want to go. Now, these are not short-term approaches. These are long-term approaches. This is a consistent, kind of thing where you are just constantly building, putting out content, consistency. If I've learned anything over the years of doing this, it is to be consistent. The more consistent I am, the more success I have. Okay, you just be consistent, and you will succeed. Okay, I think it's whatever you do, don't do a whole bunch of stuff and then just quit or stop or claim or throw your hands up and say it doesn't work when you've only been doing it for a couple of months. And nowadays, sometimes I see people even do it less than a couple of months, right? And what I'm talking about, what I'm saying that people are doing, is when you're going to website or you're going to, social media sites and you're posting content and you're trying to do things. I know it can be challenging. What do you say? What do you post? All these things. But see, that's the challenge, right? That you're doing to think about, hey, what are these places? What's going to catch their eye? What are they posting about? I mean, the idea that you've got to just come up with stuff off the top of your mind all the time, that's the wrong way to look at it. Dive into what these other places are posting, these companies, what they're looking for, what they're looking at. You can do that research online and then follow accordingly with what you're posting. Okay. Reach out to them. You can DM these people. You can start to build a relationship slowly by, direct messaging them through social media. Right. And here's the last thing is when and by the way, you notice I didn't say email because I just, I'm sure there's people who've had success with email, but it's just, it's becoming more and more and harder. And I keep hearing more and more stories of, studios saying, they're just getting these just tons of emails every day from voice actors. Okay. And just, because they're just being bombarded. So the real key is that you've got to get their attention other ways. So that's why I didn't bring up email. But social media, if you build that relationship, direct messaging is kind of like the more newer email because it gets opened. I always look at my messages and I read them. I mean, think about you. If somebody messages you, you're going to look at it if you're paying attention to it. All right. So anyways, those are some ways that studios find voice actors. Now, a studio and agent, right, that's working in a studio, typically at this point, unless the agent is brand new and is starting out, typically you've got to go to that agent, right? Like if you're looking to be represented by an agent, you've got to go and they'll have usually a website, and you go and you can submit in their website. If you live in New York and LA, you can typically go to their offices if they're a bigger agency, but a lot of times, they'll ask you to submit via their website. So, that's a way. They usually don't come to you unless you're doing unless you become real big name, and for some reason you don't have a representation, and it's very that's very one-off kind of thing. But anyways, listen, I hope that this has helped today to get you thinking about how studios find voice actors. You know what I mean? I mean, they're typically, most of the time, 3 out of 4 times, always going to Google searching for voice actors, and the websites that they are on, the people who are paying those ads, those are the ones coming up. So all the work that you do separately, direct work to build relationships, get clients, referrals, etc., that's vital, and you build a huge career out of that. But not being on the websites also, or being on the websites speeds that up, because a lot of people are going there, and it's just a great thing. And even if someone types up your name, you want to be everywhere. Okay, but also remember, you want your website to be first. So don't forget your website. That is your hub, and it needs to be paid attention by you. You need to give it some love. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure, again, you check out that link below to Avio's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you. Talk to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye.